Arthur Conan Doyle had taken a prolonged trip to Devonshire moors and heard this legend. Then, in the hands of this master storyteller, the Hound of the Baskervilles was born. But as many of you Arthur Conan Doyle fans know, this story was only one of 60 Sherlock Holmes stories amid his 10 books, 22 novels, 204 stories, 16 collections, 4 poems, 14 plays, 13 spiritualist and paranormal books, and 10 spiritualist and paranormal pamphlets, and 1 operetta thrown in for good measure. Clearly, we will only have time in this segment to scratch the surface of this man's history and significance in the literary world. However, let this serve as your appetizer. And now, let us uncover the case of how a medical doctor became such a prolific writer. Arthur Conan Doyle was born on May 22, 1859, in Edinburgh, Scotland, to an Irish Catholic family. His father, Charles Altamont Doyle, was an aspiring artist but not very successful, and an alcoholic, which meant there wasn't a very harmonious family life for young Arthur. His mother, Mary Foley, was well educated and captivated Arthur with her gift for weaving fascinating tales. The first clue as to what shaped Conan Doyle's path. When Arthur was 9, his wealthy relatives paid for him to attend a Jesuit boarding school in England. Arthur did not enjoy his time at Potter Place Stonyhurst School with its bigotry and cruel corporal punishment. Upon his graduation from school, Arthur had to co-sign a document which would commit his father to a mental institution, as his erratic behavior and mental condition became even more serious while he was away. This experience had such an impact on him that it influenced his 1890 short story, The Surgeon of Casterfell, about a man who moves to a cottage on the moor and is disturbed at his neighbor who keeps an old man prisoner in his house. It turns out to be the neighbor's father who suffers from dementia, and this man is trying to do all he can to keep him out of an institution. Arthur went on to study medicine at the University of Edinburgh and found himself in the company of several future authors there. James Matthew Barrie of Peter Pan fame, and Robert Louis Stevenson of Treasure Island and the Case of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. However, the biggest impression on Arthur at this time came from one of his teachers, Dr. Joseph Bell, who was a master of observation, logic, deduction, and diagnosis. I am sure that it is elementary for you to deduce which future literary character was shaped by this man.